Well, I had stuff for the show. I'm just not going to do anything for the show. So it's all you, Jack.
I get to talk this episode, huh?
Yeah, it's well. I usually come prepared,
But even if you don't, it's usually like. Where is?
Did you open the room yet?
Yeah.
Okay. You ever just try texting him?
I mean, it's probably
You're right. It's probably goes to his phone also. You're right.
Yeah, with Messenger, it's like the same thing.
Yeah. I get them both from the phone, so it doesn't really matter to me.
They hired another manager at my old job, so now there's 3 staff and 12 managers.
What the fuck?
They keep bringing in managers and not promoting the guys that are left. It's like ridiculous.
I assume Jansen's still there, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, Jansen left?
Oh, that's another story. I don't want this one on the show, but I'll do another. Anthony, you are a god among men.
Thank you, Anthony.
He just subscribed for 5 months.
Do you think Jansen would want to come on and just tell us what happened, or is it better?
Well, I have my own side story, so I got him the job.
Wait, you took forever to find your own job. Now you're just giving out jobs.
Oh,
for you.
I'm taking the whole department down. I'm just that's my mission now.
Get the story of the show. Come on.
I'm not allowed to. Yeah, I guess
you're not allowed to talk about this on the show.
Well, I signed a non-disclosure saying I wouldn't talk bad, but if we don't say the name of the company, I guess it's fine.
Can we just like rhyme something with it?
Yeah, we'll just call it Rudy's.
Why don't we just call it Awful Company Inc.?
Yeah, okay. Evil Corp.
Evil Corp.
Okay, so I got that's another story.
Holy shit, Jay! You have like an abundance of stories here.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to do like even half of them. I'll do it in order of how funny they are.
Are we just going with like a Brink trilogy where Jay has shit to say finally?
I got 5 stories.
We're gonna go to trilogy. This is gonna be a trilogy episode.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
We got a follower.
Holy moly, let's do this shit.
When you hear the chimes, we get a subscriber, and when you hear the oh yeah, we got a follower.
And when you hear a crash, something wrong happened.
And when you hear nothing, it's a normal episode. Okay. Yeah, let's start. Let's do it. What episode are we on?
Do it.
372. That sounds about right.
Fuck yeah.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hello, how you doing? It is the Brink of Sanity, episode 372. And we got a lot going on today. I'm Jay, and with me is Mark. And hopefully Bri will join us later.
Bri is supposed to be with us. He said if you start early, we will do the show together. What's that wind noise?
What's what noise?
Did you not hear the wind, like the
no,
air noise?
I feel like every episode you just like to bring it to a screeching halt within the first...
I love the comment on the background noise.
All right, chat room. Do you hear background noise? If not, then it's a Mark issue.
Okay, just keep talking. Forward. It's fine. Maybe it's me. Go, go, Jay.
I mean, it's most likely.
Why don't you title this episode "Background Noise"? Okay, just go, Jay. So Bri was supposed to join us. He's not joining us, or he might be joining us, or I don't know what's happened to him. Anyway, if he's not on by the end of the episode, dial 911.
Yeah. So you have no idea what happened the last 2 weeks, huh?
I know lots of things that happened the last 2 weeks. My kids started 5th grade and 2nd grade. Other things happened. The Mets lost some games. The Jets are already an embarrassment. I assume those are all the things you're referring to.
Yeah,
Jay?
that was.
So Jay, just tell everyone about my daughter starting 2nd grade.
You spoiled all my stories, and so we're gonna have to end this episode early. Sorry, folks. We thought this was all gonna be full of surprises this episode.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, you had a hurricane, right? Like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone had a hurricane 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone around. So 2 weeks ago, well, was it a hurricane? I don't know if it was a hurricane here.
Okay.
I guess whatever. So a hurricane was going to hit landfall. I think by the time it actually hit all of us, it was considered a tropical storm. Ida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whatever. It was a ton of rain. A bunch of houses around here had some flooding in their basement. We were lucky, and we actually had a mysterious puddle of water that we've yet to figure out how exactly that worked out. But generally, we were totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
But a bunch of houses here had to they had some issues with their basement because it was a ridiculous amount of flooding.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Nothing too bad. Jay, I saw some pictures online. Well, you know what? You can just tell your story. But I saw some pictures online posted by your significant other that indicate that you guys did not have a good experience.
So the thing about having a creek right behind your building is it's really good, except if you get record rainfall. There was 3 inches in an hour.
Wait, Jay, are you just talking like hypothetically, or do you actually have a creek?
I do have a creek.
Oh, okay. So this didn't work out well. So go on.
So I was watching the parking lot in the back of the building fill up. I don't know how it filled up. The creek overflowed, and the cars outside were completely 100% submerged. So
the cars out. So is this parking lot below ground?
So this is ground level. Well, we have parking behind the building, which is ground level.
By the way, it's just that Jay lives in like an apartment building, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go on.
So we have parking behind the building, which is ground level. And so there was 4 feet of water on ground level. And then
wait, how so the creek fills up and that overflows to you guys? Because we didn't get 4 feet of rain, obviously.
Well, it happened that time. It hasn't happened any other time, but it was literally the most rain in an hour that we've ever had in the history of like recorded. It was over 3 inches in an hour.
So basically the building's like, we let Jay in. Suddenly the plagues are starting. Make this family leave.
So there's an actual parking garage, behind the wall, but there's, outside parking as well.
So my question is, you said there's 3 inches of rain happened. It's an insane amount of rain that happened within an hour. Mm-hmm. But how does that lead to 4 feet of rain? I don't know. How does the car get submerged in 3 inches of rain?
I have no idea. Maybe there's a slope from the creek, so it was all flowing, and then it hit the wall of the building, so then it just starts rising because there's nowhere else for it to go.
Fair.
So cars were 100% submerged.
So there's no like drainage, French drain or anything to.
There is, but I guess there was so much so quick.
Okay.
I mean, there's 3 inches plus all the overflow plus the downhill. Like it was,
So I'm guessing your car was in this rain.
We are one of the lucky ones, and we are in an indoor garage, which is on the other side of the wall that the water was building up in.
Oh, okay. That's great news. So
my girlfriend.
So last 2 weeks, Jay had a lot of luck. Things went bad for other people. Mm-hmm. Everything went great for Jay. What's your next story, Jay?
That's my story. So my girlfriend gets home at 10 o'clock. There's no water in the garage. We're in the indoor garage. She takes a shower.
She parks in the parking lot with all the water and just parks in 4 feet of water, right?
So she parks in the parking garage, and there's nothing. There's no water, not a drop.
So this is like 10 o'clock. So like
10 o'clock.
Because if I remember correctly, I remember around 10 o'clock being like, oh, maybe the storm won't be so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then it got tremendously worse. And I remember my friend who lives in Jersey texting me and being like, holy shit, this is insane. And I was like, oh, I think it just kind of missed us because it's not so bad here.
Yeah.
Then it got obviously a lot worse.
So she goes upstairs. She's coming home from work, takes a shower, goes back down at 10:30.
She was 10 o'clock. She gets in.
Yeah.
Goes back down at 10:30.
Elevator's not working. She's like, oh, that's weird. So she goes down the stairs. And
why did she go back down?
Just to make sure, because she's like, maybe we got to notice like there could be some flooding in the basement, and we're thinking like 6 inches, but we want to make sure. So
if you see some flooding, you'll just move your car.
Right. So she goes down the stairs, opens the door, 4.5 feet of water. Her car is completely submerged.
So she parks in the one that's dry, and then half hour later, her car is completely submerged.
She actually missed it by 10 minutes. Apparently, all the water going up against the building burst a hole in the actual wall of the building and flooded. 118 people lost their cars just in my building.
Jesus.
So I ran into a guy who was driving out of the parking lot when the wall burst, and he had to floor it because it was like a tidal wave of water coming toward him. It was like an action movie.
I was gonna say he's in like an action movie. We're like, Floyd, we're gonna beat this.
He was literally the last one to make it out.
So I have a question for you, and you'll probably get this, but your car floods.
Yeah.
I assume the car is done.
Yeah. Total. Every car down there, total loss.
Okay. What does the insurance company do for you?
The insurance company says,
is this part of the story, or is this like just a side note?
It could be part of the story. The insurance company says in our area, about 2,000 people lost their cars. So we have to wait for the towing company, and it's going to be a while because they're trying to deal with hundreds of cars at this point.
What do they mean? It's going to take a while for them to get your car, but like they're going to cut you a check.
Right, but they can't cut us a check until they do an assessment on the car, and they can't do an assessment until it's in the lot where they do the assessments.
Fair. Their position is just basically, we understand you lost your car, but until we see some physical proof, and we're happy to come pick it up, but there's a lot of cars for us to pick up.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's sucks, but that's not an unreasonable position, like in this kind of catastrophe.
So it actually got towed 2 days ago.
When was the storm?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you guys have been without a car for the last 2 weeks.
We got a rental.
So my question I was going to ask you is, the flooding destroys the car. Do you get a new car? Like, what do you get basically in the sense of like the car? I don't know how much your car was worth. Let's just say your car is worth 20 grand.
Yeah.
You get 20 grand for a new car. You get what's worth net. Like, did it depreciate? You get the depreciated value?
Well, they do an assessment on it. So her car had 2 payments left.
Of course it did.
So they did an assessment. They said
it's a lease.
No, it was a buy.
Oh, the red buy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
but of course, you have 2 payments left.
Yeah. Of course. So basically, they said that it's going to be worth like 17,000. So now it's our choice. Do we buy a car for 17? Do we buy a new car and then just pay the difference? Like, whatever you want to do.
What was it originally worth? Just like $100,000. That Ferrari was amazing.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess you guys bought the car, right?
Yeah.
How many years ago did you buy the car?
5 or 6.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 2014 RAV4.
Oh, okay. So that's probably around 26 to 28, my guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's gonna get like 17 back. So she'll probably just buy the newest model and start new car payments.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's great. I'm glad things are working out. Jay, I thought you were done with the Black Cloud, and yet you brought to your building.
But wait, there's more.
That wasn't the bad news. That wasn't the story. I feel like that's a lot of bad news right there, and it gets worse.
Well, that was some of it. So she got a rental.
Wait, how pissed off were you guys, or what was your like? Were you guys like, well, like how well did you take this on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being just cursing, like just could not stop cursing? Where were you guys in this?
I would say, considering there was 2 payments left, she took it a lot better than I thought. She's not taking it well, but I was expecting like I might need to get a hotel room for a couple days, but like.
I am not responsible for the rain.
Right.
Jay, I cannot believe this always happened. I didn't build the reinforcement walls. I am not God.
Right.
Apparently you're not.
Somehow this is going to be my fault, but no, it went okay. So she gets a rental.
Jay, if maybe it would be easy to afford this if your investment in Dogecoin didn't suck.
So it's It's I don't know, Explorer, I think. There's like, 3 rows of seats. And
by the way, if you want to get like a sedan, you can get one for like, you could save some money and get like one for 23,000.
right. Yeah, I don't know. It's whatever she
Whatever,
wants.
whatever. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, she got the car. It's brand new. It's nice. The back, the third row in the back, the seats are down. So
And she parked this in 4 feet of water also.
she goes over her. One person in the building lost 2 cars.
Jesus.
They had one in the outside lot and one in the inside lot.
Well, at least the one of the inside lots should be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
What's that noise? Oh shit.
So she drives over her friend's place.
Honey, I just bought us. I put all their money into 50 cars. They're all parked downstairs, and everything will be fine as long as we survive the night.
So yeah, she drives over her friend's house to show her the rental, and she lifts up the back row of seats, and there was a plate of like meat that somebody had put on the seat and then put the seat down. And
Meat?
Yes, like rotting.
Did you guys smell this?
Well, it was a little bit of a smell, but I thought it was like new leather smell.
It's weird. New leather and dead bodies smell the same.
Well, the thing is, with the seat down, it was covering like 95% of the smell. So when she lifted it, though, it was like...
Here at Ford, our leather is so great, it can cover the smell of a dead body, mobsters.
So, yeah, we had to be like, yeah, about that rental, there's like a dead body in the back seat, pretty much.
Is the insurance company paying for the rental, or are you guys paying for the rental?
We're paying, but we have like an amount.
Okay, so my question, the reason I asked that is, do you go back there and go, hey, you gave us something with something dead in the car.
Mm-hmm.
How about this is free?
They
Do you
gave
negotiate that?
They gave like, I don't know, 5% off, and I don't know.
Here's an air
10%.
freshener. Go fuck yourself.
I mean, 2,000 people lost their cars. That's the car. That's the one car that's left. So.
Oh wait, you can't even like get a new car. You're just stuck with that.
That's
like,
yeah.
Yeah. You're lucky it's not a whole family of dead meat.
Yeah.
So did they clean it? Did they clean it to be released?
No, she cleaned it. She's been wiping with like every morning she gets in and like wipes it with Clorox wipes, and like it's the smell's almost gone, but like there's nothing else that can be done about that.
What else can go wrong? Well, unless they give me like a rental with a rotting cadaver in it, I should be fine.
So yeah, that's the only problems we had.
Jay, is your Black Cloud taking steroids? You might want to just check into maybe the performance enhancing drugs are probably going to that thing's system.
It's almost like it was just building up for like, because 4 months, like nothing happened.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, let them have a little bit of fun. He'll get a new job. They'll get a new apartment. Everything will be fine until I emerge.
She's literally bringing over 3 Buddhist monks to exercise this apartment.
Well, I'm sorry, come again?
Yes, she's really doing it. She's like, fuck this. I am exercising this apartment.
Wait, so 2 things. First of all, do you believe that the exorcism will help?
It can't hurt. Right.
And you guys lived in the place that you complained about for many years in Queens, and she never thought to bring the Buddhist monks over there?
Well, they are like 15 minutes from here, not close to Queens.
I mean, we'll do an exorcism if we don't have to drive very far.
I don't know.
So what happens in this exorcism?
I don't know. I'll find out.
Do you have to pay for this, or is it like just free of charge?
No, it's not. It's not like the Catholic Church. They'll actually do nice things without like having you pay for it.
Okay. Can we see how the exorcism would go, Jay?
I guess.
What
are you doing? I'm trying to haunt this apartment, and you're just humming. You're ruining my concentration. I'm trying to make shit break. I'm trying to call plagues, and you're just humming.
Be gone, evil spirit of the tow hair. Be gone.
I rather like it here. I think I'm gonna stay.
We will put. I don't know. What's next, Jay?
Okay, so that's it for the car stuff. We'll move on.
There's more.
This
is a big 2 weeks in the sense of like your car flooded and you had rotting meat in your car. I'd say like that's a solid 2 weeks of stories. There you go. Everything's good.
So while all this is going on, the like that dish that goes on the microwave.
Did the Black Cloud get you sued for an abortion in Texas?
You know that dish that goes on the microwave. You put your plate on it. It's like the glass dish that like.
On a side note, have you seen there's some microwaves that have like a metal tray? And I was told you can't have metal in the microwave, but apparently there's some kind of metal tray you can have in a microwave.
My last job, a coworker had his food in aluminum foil and put it in the microwave and turned it on. And I'm just looking at him, and he looks back at me, and then it starts sparking, and I'm like, you want to, do... And he waited, it almost like set a fire, and then he's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm like, yeah, maybe you should not do that.
That's what happens. If you put tin foil in it, it will start a fire. But have you not seen you've seen a microwave where like there's a metal tray in it?
I have not seen that.
Oh, no, there are metal. It looks like a metal tray. I don't know what exactly it's made out of. And I've seen that and been like, how does this microwave defy microwave laws of physics? Anyway,
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you want to, instead of telling your story, do you want to explore that topic with the rest of the show? I can Wikipedia it. It'll be an amazing topic. Go on with your microwave, Jay. Yes, there's a plate on the bottom of the microwave that spins. Why? I don't know why it spins, but I guess that helps with cooking.
You would think it would help with cooking, but whenever you microwave stuff, there's always like part of it that's lava hot and part of it that's frozen. Like, so I don't know what the spinning's doing, but it's not helping with that issue.
Well, it's not. That's what they always say. Also, for like a baby, you don't microwave their milk or formula because
I thought you were gonna say like don't microwave the baby. You gotta like rotate it.
You gotta rotate the baby. Do not put the baby in tin foil before you put it in the microwave.
And you gotta 30 seconds at a time. You gotta flip it over, or else it just gets cold on one side.
All I know is I prefer to put the baby in the crock pot. It just comes out much better.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they tell you not to because then the milk will have like spots of like could be really hot. Like it basically could burn the baby basically if you put it in the microwave.
Andrew says the new microwaves don't spin. The heat comes evenly from the base.
Okay, well apparently the Australian microwaves are working all fine.
Well, our microwave, I don't know if it spins or not, but it has a plate. So I lift up the plate. And
mine spins as well. It's in my kingdom I live in here.
And there's nothing but rust under the plate. I've never seen rust in a microwave.
Also, all the plates I've seen have been like glass, clear. Mm-hmm. How does rust attach to glass?
It's not on the plate. It's under the plate, like the base of the floor of the microwave.
The base. Okay.
Yeah. So
what hellscape did you move to, Jay?
So I'm like, okay, well, so we bought this apartment.
This is the apartment itself. Did it come with the microwave or is this your microwave?
Okay. So the lady was like, I renovated the kitchen. Everything in the kitchen's brand new. So microwave rust. I don't know how you rust a microwave, especially within like 30 days. So then I go, I'm like, all right.
Do you think so you're accusing her of the microwave, of leaving the rust?
Absolutely. She lived here. Then nobody lived here. Then I lived here and I didn't do it. So.
Jay, how dare you accuse me of this? Jay, everything was renovated in 1945 and it's brand new. What year is it now?
It's not 1946.
Yeah. I need a home.
She said that she once put the microwave in the ocean. It seems like it. So then I'm like, all right.
I was microwaving rust. What do you do with your rust? That's how you get rust off stuff. You take rusty stuff, you put it in the microwave, you hit go, and you just kind of duck.
So then I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna heat up any food. I don't know if the rust particles are gonna.
Your old apartment was filled with black mold. Your new apartment just has rust everywhere.
Just in the microwave. But so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put my food back. I'm not gonna microwave it in there. The fridge will not cool down below like 45 degrees.
Since you've moved in?
It's Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So Jay, you know what I said? Everything was renovated. I'm what you call a liar.
Yeah, pretty much. So, all right. So now we're down the microwave and the fridge.
Your refrigerator, you cannot get it below 45 degrees.
It gets down to like 42 if I have almost nothing in it, which is not ideal. That's not the point of a fridge, is to have an empty fridge.
I think you're supposed to leave it at 40 or a little bit below 40, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
What about the freezer? What's the freezer?
Freezer's fine.
Sometimes if you, I'm sure you've already acted on trying to figure this out, but if you move the refrigerator away from the wall and you kind of vacuum, like you clean behind it, sometimes the dust.
Yeah. No, I did all that. That did not work.
Okay.
So now.
Sometimes it helps just to not have old shitty things in your kitchen.
No, it's like a newly renovated kitchen. So
does it really look new?
Yeah, no, the cabinets are definitely new. The fridge still had the blue plastic on it. So
wait, the fridge had the new plastic on it, so like things are just wait, I've got it. I figured it out. That M. Night Shyamalan movie, the one on the beach with everyone gets old. That's your apartment.
That's my kitchen.
Everything in your apartment just gets really old really fast.
So
this microwave's only 30 days old. In M. Night Shyamalan's world, it's 30 years old. Aha! This is like the shitty sequel, where it just happens to like appliances.
So
oh my god, my juicer's 10 years old now. Look how different it is.
So now I'm like, all right, I have no microwave, I have no fridge. What else do you do?
Essential things in the. By the way, so since you moved in, there were issues. Because how long have you been in there for?
Well, we didn't notice the microwave right away because we didn't lift up the plate.
Fine. When did you move in?
End of April.
Okay.
It's like
so
4
since
months.
April, you've been operating with a shitty refrigerator?
We didn't notice for probably the first month because we're like, the stuff feels a little warmer, but maybe it's just because it's a different fridge. So then like,
oh, this refrigerator heats my food up.
So like,
must be different here.
2 months in, I ordered like a fridge thermometer, so I put it in there, and that's when I noticed.
Doesn't your fridge already have a thermometer?
No.
There's no thermometer on the refrigerator.
No.
Like
No, we don't have a rich person's refrigerator. It's just
every refrigerator comes with a thermometer.
No, we have knobs 1 through 5, cool to cooler, and there's no thermometer thing.
Are there just ice cubes on the bottom of it? The ice cubes are melting. This is how you have an ice box, Jay?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's weird, especially for new appliances, not to have that. But go on.
So now we're down the microwave and the fridge. So what's left? The stove. So I'm like, all right.
Oh my God. So I figured it out. Mm-hmm. The rest of the animal that was in your rental is at the stove.
No. So I go to heat up some stuff.
Oh, I got it. This. Wait, before you, the stove cools stuff off.
No, but what else can go wrong with a stove?
It could have mold or rust. It has rust because it's aging in this really terrible M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Or I could smell gas.
Oh, and Jay's like, I mean, we smelled gas since April, but what are you gonna do?
No, that was new. So I started smelling gas.
By the way, if Bri was on the episode, would he ask to come over if he could smell gas?
Yeah, Bry's just like puts his mouth on the hose.
He's like, COVID didn't get me. Come on, oven. Take me out. Okay, go on.
So I start smelling gas, and I call.
When did you start smelling gas? By the way, you've been in since April, again. So like, this is much more recent.
Yeah, this is after the flood. Like, let's say.
I love that you're like after the flood, as if like you live in like a biblical apartment.
I know. So let's say like 3 days after the flood, I start smelling gas, but like it comes and goes. So I'm like, did I smell it? Because then I'll go back and I won't smell it. So like, so the next day I'm like, all right, I definitely smell gas, but I notice at like midnight.
Do you know the gas also has no actual smell?
It smells like rotten eggs.
No, so they put something in the gas so you'll smell it, but like actual gas doesn't have a smell.
Oh well, that was nice of them.
Yeah. They want you to know when there's a gas leak or else like you're gonna die. So.
Mm-hmm. So I it's like midnight, so I call Con Ed. I'm like, I smell gas.
Jay's like, I kind of like the smell of rotten eggs. I didn't think I'd like smell of rotten eggs. I know why. These are nice eggs. I like this.
I mean, it was better than the rental car. But they're like, all right, go outside right now. So it's like a work night, and I'm like, fuck. Now I'm like outside waiting for Con Ed. They come in and they're like, yeah, it's definitely a gas leak. And so he's like, I'm turning off your appliance. So you should be okay. Just call a plumber.
Do you know how to turn off the gas?
I do
Like,
now.
or did you? Okay.
I did
Yeah.
not. But
Yeah, I wouldn't have been obvious to me either. So go on.
And so he leaves. The next day, I still smell gas. So I don't know what he did, but he didn't turn off the gas.
He's like righty tighty, lefty loose. Shit, I screwed that one up again.
So I'm thinking it's the tube that goes from the wall to the stove. So I order one, and then I call.
You're gonna replace the tube yourself?
No, I have a friend who's.
Wait. Go on.
I have a friend who's good with that kind of stuff. So I invited him over the next day, and he's gonna do it.
Oh, you thought we were playing poker, but I had other plans for us. I have a question though. You smelled gas again. Why not just call the PS&G guy again? Because this is an important thing. Or I don't know actually what's your gas guy? I don't know why I said mine, but what's yours?
Con Ed, because they're like,
yeah, sorry.
they're like, we can't turn off the gas. You need a plumber, and you need to like replace the hose. We can't.
Right, but
do
you're like, I smell gas. This is not something I should like lit. This is they can't figure out how to touch. They can't do anything about this.
Apparently not.
Oh,
I don't know.
can we?
So my friend comes over, and he's
Hello. This is Con Ed.
Yeah, you didn't help me last time. I'm hanging up on you. Goodbye.
Hey, do you smell gas again?
Yeah, of course I do. You didn't do shit.
Ha ha!
Got me. So
Got you with the gas thing again. Oh, we come with your home. We say we're going to turn it off, but yeah, that was a good one, man.
So I have my friend come over, and he's like a handyman. That's what he does. So he's like, I'm like, can you just change this hose? And he's like, absolutely. So he goes to change it. That's when we realize the gas is not off, and now the whole apartment is like stinks of gas. So we have the windows open, and
wait, but I thought you said the gas wasn't off. I mean, I thought you said the gas was off to the stove, but not the whole apartment.
Con Ed said the gas was off to the stove, which is the only place in the apartment that the gas goes to.
But your theory was that the tube that comes from the wall, the gas is still going to that tube. It just doesn't come out of the tube.
But it was.
No, I'm saying like when you turn the gas, in theory, you turn the gas off.
Yeah.
It's just like a hose. The gas goes to like wherever it would go out, but it's not leaving because it's tight. You shut off the valve.
Yeah, he didn't turn off the valve. I thought Con Ed turned off the valve. He didn't.
He came into your apartment, said, "Yeah, that's gas. Okay, go to sleep forever."
He must have came in and went do and like banged on some shit and then said I did it, and he did nothing. He did nothing.
But by the way, could you call Con Ed and just say, "Hey, almost got murdered by your repairman. Can I have my gas for free?"
So what I do is I call the co-op office, and I say,
Okay.
"Can you turn off the gas to my apartment? Because I have a gas leak and I need the gas off." And they're like, "We don't turn the gas off to the apartment because it shuts off the whole building. So we can't do that."
Did you tell them there's a gas leak and the entire we might have a giant like fire and dead bodies if you don't shut this off?
I did. I did. And so they send up the super. So while we're waiting for the super, where
You guys have your windows open. You're not just huffing the gas.
the windows are open. The windows are open. Everybody is in, the other end of the apartment, except for me and this guy, and we're switching the microwave out because I bought
Okay.
I bought the same make and model, so we're just swapping the microwave.
Okay, you bought it and that sucks also, by the way. But go on.
So the super comes up, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, we're switching the microwave, but there's a gas leak. I need you to turn off the gas." And he just looks at the valve and he's like, can't do it. And I'm like, why not? And he's like, I don't have like the tool to turn it off. And I'm like, can you turn off I said the same thing. You turn off the building. And he's like, no. And so he's like, you need to call a plumber. So
did you ever call a plumber up at this point?
So I'm getting to it. So I call back the office.
When I had another friend who's good with watching YouTube videos on plumbing.
So I call up the office again, and I said, "Look, I have a gas leak. I need to call a plumber to get this pipe changed." And the lady at the office said, "That's a renovation. You need to have a plumber come over during the week. This is a Saturday, by the way. During the week between 9 and 4, and you have to fill out a renovation package, and the package has to get approved by the board."
Did you tell her you have a life and death situation?
I said, you understand that gas is literally leaking into my apartment right now. And she goes, you have to fill out the package and it has to get approved by the board. And she stonewalled me. And I was like, I have a gas leak. And she's like, yeah, I understand. You have to get a plumber and it has to be during the week. And she just kept repeating that. And I was like, holy shit, you would rather the building blow up than break your stupid co-op rules. And it's not even a renovation. It's a change of a pipe.
Yeah, this isn't.
So, okay, so.
I'm trying to think of what you could even, like, I'd be like, I'd call the police. I'd be like, this person is trying to kill me because they refused to let me turn off the gas in the apartment.
So after this.
I don't even know, yeah.
After this, the super then tells on me because he sees us replacing the microwave and he thinks we're doing a renovation. So I get a voicemail from the co-op office that says you were doing a renovation on the weekend. We're billing you $500 because you broke the rules.
Just like, I'll move out of the city. I don't have bad neighbors. Everything's gonna be fine. I found this great apartment. It's a co-op. What could go wrong?
The thing is, the neighbors are great. The co-op board is fine. Is this lady who runs like the management office is insane, and she just likes fucking with people, and she's like evil. So, so I call her up now.
You're like, wait, are you the same voice from the PC, the Con Ed? Oh yes, I'm everyone. Every time you pick up the phone, Jay, it's just me.
So I get the voicemail on Saturday, and they're not answering their phones till Monday. So now I have this.
Wait, who are you calling? Who's this?
For the co-op office. So now I have this $500 charge hanging over my head, and I'm pissed off as hell because I wasn't doing a renovation, and so I have to wait until Monday to even resolve that. And so eventually,
tell them there's a microwave that like is broken, basically, that you guys gave me when I bought the place.
That's what I said, and she said, yeah, but it's an over the stove microwave, so that's how I knew the maintenance guy told on me. I'm like, how would she know that? And I said, look, it's the same make and model. I didn't drill holes. I used the same screws. I used a hand screwdriver. There was no noise. That is not a renovation. And she's like, you can't do it on the weekend. I said, look, it's a swap. It's not a renovation. That does not count. And I was like, and then she backed down finally. I think she tries to pick on people, and then if you don't back down, they get their $500. So I'm like, all right, back to the gas leak that's still ongoing in my apartment.
Back to my slow demise.
She's like, again,
isn't there? I have a question. Isn't there someone you can call from the city about a gas leak? Like, there's got to be. Can you call Action News or like something? Be like, call a reporter. And be like, there's a gas leak in my apartment. Won't let me get rid of the gas leak.
I mean, how insane is this? I'm literally like, there's gas leaking into my apartment, and she's like, yeah, you didn't fill out the proper form, so. I don't care if the building blows up.
Can't you be like, you're a slumlord then if you're allowing gas leaks?
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. So
you should get Joe Pesci from the movie The Super to come live in your apartment.
So I'm trying to find a plumber. It's actually really hard to find a plumber during the week between 9 and 4. No, because now it's Monday.
Wait, I have a question. Yeah. What are you doing with this game? Like, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna watch a show on Netflix with the gas leak.
I basically
just now in a member of your apartment.
I unplugged the microwave. I left the windows open. Like, it was not like a crazy gas leak. It was kind of like, if you sniffed around near the stove, you could kind of smell it. So it was like, I had a CO2 thing like plugged in next to the wall and it wasn't going off.
Ma'am,
So
my apartment's actually on fire. What do you mean getting firemen on the weekend is a renovation? The apartment's on fire. Yeah, I have to. You can't let someone up like the service. The goddamn fire. We're fire. I'm on fire, ma'am.
so then I'm trying to call plumbers and I call her back again. And I'm like, look, I'm having trouble getting a plumber during the week. And she's like, plumbers are available during the week. I said, yeah, but I also have a job and it's not easy for me to just take off all day. And she's just like, plumbers are available during the week. You can do it. And she like hung up on me. So now I'm calling plumbers. I set one up for.
This woman's really just an awful person to deal with.
Yeah, no, she's horrible. During the flood, I ran into.
You should take that dead meat from the car and drop it off at her apartment.
During the flood, I ran into somebody who's actually friends with her. She's like, oh yeah, I'm friends with that lady. She's horrible to work with. So like even her friends are like, you don't want to deal with this lady. She's like, I'm friends with her out of work, but when it comes to like anything with the building, like she's the worst. And that was like her best friend.
Jay's just sitting on the phone being like, I can't believe I called her a cunt 2 hours ago. This is going to go downhill from here.
Right. So then I finally scheduled a plumber to come over like 2 days from now.
But by the way, how many days can you live with a gas leak? Is there like an over under a days where they say it's safe to live with a gas leak?
Well, I know you could live at least 7. So I found that out. So he's coming. The plumber said he could come 3 days from now. So now I got to wait another 3 days with the gas leak. So I go to work the next day. As soon as I get to work, my phone rings and they go, we have an opening. We can come over. So I had to immediately ask my boss if I could like leave immediately and then work from home the rest of the day. So that was fun, you know, because I just started my new job. I don't want to like be a pain in the ass. So the guy
is there any? I cannot believe they were just fine with you living with a gas leak. No one gives. I mean, anyone else, people do something about. I can't even believe how little anyone. The entire world around Jay basically does not give a shit that he has a gas leak.
Believe me, when all this is completely settled, I am writing a letter to the board, the co-op board, and I'm telling them that the office did not care about a gas leak. They're definitely like, this isn't over.
You're like, Jay, you're like the embodiment of a town in Michigan where they put lead in the water.
Right.
Like you're.
So the guy comes over, he turns on the stove, and the flames go on, which is like, I'm like, okay, yeah, the Con Ed guy did nothing. There's still gas going into the stove. So then he
By the way, the guy shuts off the gas. You never even like turn that on to see if gas is coming out.
No, I'm scared shitless. I'm not going in the kitchen. Like, I'm ordering takeout. I'm eating in the bedroom. Like, I'm not going in that half of the apartment. Like, I'm freaked out. So then, yeah, Anthony's like, this isn't even over. Holy shit. So,
I can't believe how long the story is, by the way. I'm not, this is good. Just keep going.
I told you it was going to take the whole episode. So he comes over, he turns on the stove, the flames are on. Then he goes to the valve and he's turning it off, and then the flames disappear. And I'm thinking, like, why didn't the Con Ed guy do that like 4 days ago? So now the gas is actually off.
Why didn't you call Con Ed back and just be like, there's still gas on in my apartment?
Because they told me they couldn't really do shit anyway. Well, first of all, okay, I skipped a part. So the day after Con Ed came, I smelled the gas. So I had a plumber come over, and
wait, you had a plumber come before all this? A plumber came?
No, okay. So there was Con Ed, then there was my friend, and then there was a plumber. So the plumber came over.
Wait, but there's not 2 plumbers. There's 1 plumber.
No, the guy who actually turned the gas off is the second plumber.
So what the fuck was the first plumber doing?
So the first plumber...
the first plumber just gives you an estimate? I estimate that you have about 7 days to live?
The first plumber comes over and he's like, you need the building to shut off the gas. So that's when I called the building again and I said, you told me to call a plumber. The plumber's telling me that you have to turn off the gas. And they're like, no, the plumber has to turn off the gas. And
you let the plumber leave while this is going on?
Because he's like, I am not turning off the gas. The building has to do it. And the building's like, I'm not doing it. The plumber has to do it. So I'm like, okay.
By the way, just curious, does the plumber and the building have a policy on your death, like a life insurance thing?
I'm number one on their death pool. So the plumber leaves. So that's when I called the second plumber, and the second plumber actually turned off the gas, which Con Ed,
For the building or for just your apartment?
for my apartment, which Con Ed, my friend, and the first plumber all did not do. The second plumber actually turned off.
By the way, I can't believe your buddy who has no training whatsoever in plumbing couldn't figure this out. Hey, you're good with stuff. You fix the gas in my apartment.
So, yeah. So then he does the spray. He has some spray thing he puts on the hose, and if it bubbles, there's a leak.
Okay.
So no bubbles. So the hose, I wasted money buying a new hose, but
How much is a hose? Can't be that
it was
expensive.
like $45 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed. But
So what was the issue?
so he's like, it's either gas coming from inside the wall, in which case the building's fucked, or your stove has a leak in the actual stove.
Oh.
So he
But
turns.
why didn't they? So no one turned off the goddamn gas going to the stove.
Not until this guy. Yeah, the fourth person that showed up.
Do you know how to do that?
Actually,
now?
if you count the super and the maintenance guy, the sixth guy to show up.
No one could figure out how to turn off like. And Jay, do you know how easy is it now that you know how easy is it to turn this off?
If you have the right wrench, because it was a nut and it's tight, so you needed one of those like monster wrenches to do it. But like if you
Okay.
have that, the guy was just like burp off.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah. So he's like, it's either in the wall, or
Clearly it's not in the wall. Okay, this has to be your stove.
I didn't know it. Neither of us knew at the time. The plumber thought it was the wall, but he called his boss, and the boss was like, no, it's the stove. And
Okay.
so he's like, I'm writing the stove. Personally, I think it's the wall. I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait another day. And if I don't smell it anymore, it's the stove. If I smell it, it's the wall. And then the whole building's coming down. So the gas smell went away. It's the stove. So the microwave, the stove, and the fridge. Shout out to GE, because all this stuff is about 5 months old and it all broke right away. They're all GE
Right.
appliances.
Is this shit covered? Like, is GE gonna send you new appliances?
So GE is going to come over.
There should be like a warranty on this shit.
So I called GE, and
GE, we bring good things to life and Killer Jay.
I called GE, and they're like, yeah, it's covered under warranty. We're going to come over. Apparently, GE sources their maintenance out to like third-party places.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm Friday, I'm like, all right, GE's coming today. I look at my email. They canceled, no explanation. So I call up GE, and they're like, we need to reschedule for next week. I said, all right, well, you were coming for the fridge. Add the stove, because now the stove's busted. So this week they're coming for the fridge and the stove. But my doorbell rings Friday, and the people who canceled showed up anyway.
Okay.
But the ticket was only in for the fridge. So they looked at the fridge. They said it was a broken fan. So they're ordering a new fan part, and they're going to replace it, and the fridge will be fixed. 2 days from now, I'll find out about the stove. But here's the thing. If the stove is broken, which it is.
And the microwave, how did the microwave, did you ask them that?
I bought a new microwave. Fuck it. I need something to eat with. Like, I have to have something to eat with.
Holy shit.
So
How is it possible? So I think M. Night Shyamalan just filming a movie in your kitchen. That's just the only explanation I have.
I know. So here's the thing. They have not finished fixing the garage, which is where all the deliveries come through. So when they come Wednesday and they say, yeah, the stove is broken, we need to get you a new one, they can't deliver it because there's no deliveries allowed in the building until they fix the garage.
When are they fixing the garage?
There's still dead cars in there, so they got to get all the cars out first, then they got to fix the garage, and then you can get deliveries. So who knows? I'm gonna be able.
Wait, you can't get any deliveries till then?
It makes no sense. It's that bitch. She's making
Like packages from Amazon or just like
no
giant
like
things?
anything big has to go through the garage, and this lady is just making up her own rules, and she's like, can't go through the empty garage that has like 10 cars left.
Why can't they go through the garage?
Because she likes ruining people's lives. So she just said there's no deliveries until the garage is 100% fixed. And I'm like, now would be the best time to get deliveries because there's no cars in there. There's going to be 240 cars in there when it gets fixed.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This woman is horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. She's the worst.
Is it weird that she got her job the exact same day you moved in?
She has to be friends with my old boss. She just has to be.
Oh my God. It's like you're haunted, Jay. She is your black cloud.
Yeah.
She took over a host.
So that was 2 of my 5 stories, and we're just about out of time.
Holy shit. Your microwave, your oven, and your kitchen and your refrigerator are all done within 5 months of the. Did she just buy like just the blue tape and put it on the things? And these are really old items.
She was probably like, "Hey, GE, what's your cheapest, shittiest product? I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna say it's new, but I'm gonna buy the shittiest quality I could possibly get."
I mean, this is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the refrigerator, though, that's at least that repair is covered, and the oven, you're going to get a new oven. How does there a leak in the oven?
I have no idea. I've never heard of anything like that in my life, but apparently.
Firstly, how did these 3, a refrigerator that breaks right away, an oven that slowly tries to kill you with a gas leak, and a microwave that defies the laws of physics and rusts, all happen in your apartment? I think the exorcism can't happen fast enough.
Seriously.
Holy shit! You guys are fucking haunted.
So yeah, that was my last 2 weeks.
Holy shit! Anything else happen in the building? Are you fighting with the Are you fighting with the building about this? What's the resolution here? Like the building is like. They're not charging you for the $500 for the renovation of the weekend. That's not happening. I'm
not telling you. No, I'm pretty sure. I'll see when I get my maintenance bill at the end of the month. But as my impression after getting off the phone with her is that I talked her off the ledge, and I'm not getting billed.
Oh, it's definitely being billed.
I didn't tell her about the second.
That's definitely going in the bill.
I didn't tell her about the second plumber. I'm not going to tell them when they replace the fan, because there's no reason to. She's going to call it a renovation. It's not replacing a fan, whatever.
Jay, but I think you did a renovation.
No,
don't. Jay, you removed gas from the apartment, and that gas was there. You have to live with the gas, or it's a renovation.
So I'm not going to tell them about G on Wednesday. I'm going to have to tell her about the delivery if they replace the stove. And we'll see. That'll be the next fight, I guess.
But do you have to do so them replacing the stove, are they going to call that like a renovation during the week? If they do that, is that somehow a charge?
They're not going to call that a renovation, but they're going to call that a delivery, and there's no deliveries allowed. So I don't know how this is going to get resolved, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know.
So basically, you had come over the worst plumber and Con Ed people possible, who couldn't even know how to turn off gas.
That first plumber also wanted to charge me $250 to change the hose once the building turned off the gas.
Did you pay him to come there? Because you have to usually pay plumbers for showing up.
No, that was a free assessment. But the second plumber who actually fixed the job was like a $60 like show up fee, but. He fixed it.
Usually there's a fee. Yeah,
I was so happy that he fixed it. I gave him another $20. I was like, hooray. Like I was going to pay $250 anyway. So like, what's $80?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So while all this is going on,
go on, Jay.
I'm getting really bad dry eyes while I'm sleeping.
Of course you are. There's a gas leak.
So while I'm sleeping,
like,
I'm getting bad dry eyes.
I'm coughing up blood, but part of just regular life.
So get this, my eyelids are kind of sticking to my eyes while my eyes are shut, and when I open,
your eyelids are sticking to your eyes when they're shut.
Yeah, because my eyes are getting so dry, and so when I open them, it kind of tears off a piece of my cornea when I open my eyes.
Holy shit! What the hell's wrong with you, Jay?
So So what
Is your black cloud taking horse testosterone?
so that happened a lot, and it was very painful.
Was this an effect of the gas?
No, this is just a new problem. A new problem.
I just say being Jay, like
Just
kind of
hey, let's throw this in while Jay's like I'm barely sleeping, worried about the building blowing up. But while he is sleeping, let's have
Hey Jay, you know that thing you do every day, like thousands of times a day called blinking? That's gonna be painful for you now.
Yeah, yeah. So I was reading up on what to do, and there's like gels you could put on your eye before you go to sleep.
This is a common problem.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the theory behind, or why is this suddenly happening?
Some people sleep with their eyes open, just like a tiny little crack, and maybe that combined with the apnea machine, maybe it's blowing air into like that little slit where my eyes are open. It's trying it
God's
out.
been trying to kill you for years, Jay.
And so I was looking it up, and they said you could get these almost like goggle things, like blackout goggles, and it stop the air from hitting your eye, and the problem
Is
will be
this?
less.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the air hitting it related to your CPAP machine?
I don't think so, but I can't
Because you
tell.
do have a machine of air blowing on your face the whole night, so
It's possible, but I don't know because I'm asleep, so I don't know what's happening.
side effects from CPAP machine may include eyes burning when opening them.
So now, not only do I have the CPAP machine, I have the goggles on top of it. So I look like really cool when I'm going to sleep now.
Holy shit. Do you want to do a couple questions of Brink we have real quick?
Sure.
Facebook. Unless you have another story, like what else happened when you crack your knuckles? Like grandparents die?
So I went to the doctor, and
About the eye thing?
no, I just went to make sure I'm just not. I figured at this point, like, check my blood, make sure I'm not dying because like shit's going downhill right now. I just want a full checkup. I hadn't had a physical in like 2 years, so I'm getting blood work.
By the way, did you call up Doc, one of your longtime friends, to ask him, hey, my eyes are like eating my eyes? My eyes are sticking to my eyelids?
No, I went to an eye doctor when it first happened, and they said use this gel before you go to sleep. You like put some gel on your finger, you dab your eye, and it lubricates it for the night. And it was working for a while, then it stopped working. So
You put gel in your eyes?
yeah, there's a special like
Holy shit!
special
that's
gel
awful.
for that. So
You've never used eyeball gel? Apparently, you're not living.
So I went to the doctor. I hadn't had a physical in a while. I did not know what happens at the doctor after you're 40.
I went to the doctor recently, and nothing weird happened to me. What happened to you, Jay? I'm 42. Nothing weird happened at all. They said my iron numbers were off. That's pretty much all that happened.
Oh, lucky you. Lucky you.
The doctor like put on a strap on and raped you. What the fuck happened, Jay?
He did use 2 fingers, yeah.
What the fuck? They don't do that when you're 40.
After 40, yeah, that's
No, they don't.
my girlfriend's a nurse. She said after 40, you're supposed to get that, yeah.
They did the thumbs and they said stick their fingers in your asshole.
Yeah, I got the shocker.
The shocker. You're like, dude, it's been like a half hour. What are you doing back there?
I wasn't expecting that.
So what did he said? Like, you need to bend over. I need to do this.
Yeah, he said, after 40, you're supposed to get your prostate checked out. And I was like, oh my God.
And you're like, dude, why are you using your tongue?
I was really just hoping he'd give me some vitamins and tell me to go home.
You're like, oh, it keeps getting better. You mentioned to the doctor that your eyes are eating itself.
No, I forgot. I had so many other things to tell him.
Anything different? I'm living with a gas leak now. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I haven't been sleeping well. He's like, have you been stressed lately? Like, started laughing. Like, well, on top of the new apartment and the new job, I've been living with a gas leak, and
maybe, Jay, is there a chance the black mold was keeping you healthy?
I mean,
It had the opposite effect that it had on everyone else.
Okay, so that's 4. We got 4 out of 5 stories. Okay, let's go to questions.
Okay. Dean writes, the Met Gala thoughts on that? Personally, I've seen abortions that were less offensive.
I didn't really see much of it. I saw there was some stupid outfits and
My understanding is that AOC wore like an expensive. I don't know. There was like a.
yeah, she wore a dress with "Tax the Rich" on the back.
Oh, okay, cool.
I don't even know what the Met Gala is, to be honest. I tend to avoid the things where it's just like a bunch of rich people jerking each other off. So
Yeah, I have a question. Like, what are you against taxing the rich? Rich? Like, there people really need billions of dollars?
I mean,
And
you know what? You go online in the comment section, you'll find it. Like I saw it today. Somebody on Facebook's like, I don't know why everyone's so mad at rich people all of a sudden. I'm like, you don't?
also, you know what? If you don't like the Met Gala, be glad they all gathered. Maybe they gave each other COVID. Like,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I didn't really follow that story either. But so basically, everyone was showering with like what was the big deal about it though? Forgetting her dress. What's the big deal about it?
I don't know. Since neither of us followed it, I guess it's going to be hard for us to comment on it. I saw outfits. I don't even know what it's for. I don't know if rich people just show up in fancy outfits and laugh at
Like
the poor people. I don't know.
I know, but don't rich people do all this stuff all the time anyway?
Maybe they take a poor person and put them on stage and they all just stone them.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be
the
surprised.
they actually this is where the Hunger Games actually is going on.
It's just like a slideshow of people starving and they're all just laughing and drinking their champagne.
Andrew writes, when was the last time you rode a bicycle? For me, earlier today, when I rode down the block to find my son to bring him home for dinner. I'm in the suburbs. I ride bikes all the time. Jay?
Couple decades, probably like 3 decades. I'm thinking about getting one now because I have the walking trails by my place, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking of biking there too. Also, like 5 minutes from here is a highway, and on Sundays they shut the entire highway down between 10 and 3, and it's just for bicycles.
Where would you store the bike? Is there does the building have bike storage? You have to
Yeah, I have to ask my best friend at the office for a spot in the bike storage place, but there is a bike storage place.
So if you can figure out the bike storage, you should totally do it.
I'm thinking about it.
It's really, I mean, obviously you remember riding a bike, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like even as an adult, it's fun to ride a bike. It's like a nice activity. Like
Yeah, I only didn't for so long because
you're in the city. I understand.
yeah, it's so crazy in like Brooklyn and Queens. Like I don't want to ride a bike there. Like I feel like I'd be more like afraid for my life than like enjoying it.
Yeah, I would totally. You said they close off the highway. That'd be awesome to ride a bike there.
Yeah. Andrew wants to know if buying a bicycle counts as a renovation. Probably in this building.
Andrew writes, were you guys fans of Brooklyn Nine-Nine? How do you look back on it now that it's finished?
I have not seen it. Not even one episode. I've heard good things about it. It's on my list.
I've watched half of the first episode. I'm going to finish the rest of that first episode at some point. That's as far as I've gone to the show. I've heard there are other episodes after the first episode.
I'm gonna start watching that because I didn't really like Schitt's Creek. I watched like the first 5 or 6.
People really like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's supposed to be a pretty funny show.
Yeah, I've watched the first like 3 episodes of Community, and it's okay.
I also a lot of these shows like the comedies I think get a lot better over time. Like they need like a season to really get into it.
I heard Community gets much better. Yeah.
I watched the first episode of Community. I was like, I'm gonna sit through this.
And that show we didn't like the New Girl. Like I heard it gets hilarious, but we watched like the first.
Really?
Yeah, we watched the first 4 episodes and didn't like it, but everyone's saying like, well, it lasted like 7 seasons, so I guess people liked it. But I heard that one got really good.
Should you just like jump into the second season?
Maybe. I heard Olivia Munn has a recurring role in the second season. So
I've heard Olivia Munn has a recurring role in John Mulaney's life.
oh my god, what a yeah. This happened during the flood too. I found out Olivia Munn got pregnant. I'm like, god damn it, that's the worst thing that's happened to me in the last 2 weeks.
I was waiting for Jay to come over. He said he had a gas leak, so I let John Mulaney plug my gas leak.
So yeah, I've been watching Perfect Strangers, but it's leaving Hulu in 2 weeks, so I'll probably switch over to Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
you're still binging Perfect Strangers.
I think it's funny as shit. I don't
30
care.
years ago.
I think it's funny as shit.
How many goddamn seasons of Perfect Strangers were there?
8.
I love like people are talking about shows at work, and you're like, "Hey, have you guys seen that episode of Perfect Strangers?" Sorry, what's that? Perfect Stranger with Balky. You know about from 30 years ago. Well, I want to talk about it now. It's a funny episode I watched last night.
They're remaking it.
Of course they are. How are they changing the cast to be more ethnic?
2 black women living in Brooklyn above a yoga studio.
I mean, again, that's not really remaking it. That's just a different show.
I know. I don't know why you're going to call it Perfect Strangers and just get people mad. Like, just make a different show.
I mean, at least like you're like it's an all-female Ghostbusters. At least they go with the general theme of busting ghosts. This is just you can just call it a remake of The Odd Couple while you're at it.
Right.
How is it? How is this a remake of Perfect Strangers? Is she from Bartakamis or where the hell he's from?
Meepos.
Meepos. Is she from Meepos?
No.
Okay. If it's not, she's not from Meepos, then fuck that show.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch the Wonder Years remake?
No. They're just gonna like race swap every show and just be like, it's a new show.
Yeah, I guess like everything's just like, well, we'll get the new audience who's interested in watching this, and the old people who were like, I wish the show was like more ethnic. It's weird how they keep bringing. What's next? Are they gonna do Who's the Boss?
They did. I started watching Why the Last Man, and
So didn't you tell me about that comic book?
the comic's amazing.
So I saw the preview for that, and I was like, that's the comic. I was. It had to be you told me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's the comic Jay told me about. That sounds kind of cool. I thought about watching it, but I have not watched it yet. How is it?
It's pretty slow. I watched the first 2 episodes. It's pretty slow, which is weird because the comic was like, you blow through the entire series in like a week. But
I watched like I guess maybe like whatever the preview for the show. It seemed like there's a lot of action in the preview.
Yeah,
Obviously, there's
every scene from the preview happens in the last 5 minutes of the first episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of action in that one episode or that 5 minutes.
Yeah.
How is it? It seems pretty good so far, or besides being slow?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I don't know. I'm going to give it a couple more episodes, but I don't know. And they're trying to add a whole bunch.
For those who don't know, basically all the men in the world die except for one man, and women rule the world. I don't know what else happens, but it was based on a very popular comic book.
There's like a bunch of male characters. And
I thought all the men die.
Yeah, they added a whole new storyline that isn't in the comic about trans characters. So like they're like, I guess they used to be women and now they're men, but it's just male actors and they're just like, yeah, I took testosterone and now I'm alive. And I'm like, there's like 6 of them. And I'm like, there's a lot of men in this show considering it's supposed to be like The Last Man.
Last man, the entire cast is men.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know.
Okay, so they went for a trans theme. Great. Let me know how that goes, Jay. If it gets better, then maybe I'll check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to redo Sopranos with an all trans cast?
Maybe. They're also adding ish to like every show. You know how they have like blackish?
Yeah, they have blackish. What do they else have?
Mixed ish.
What is that?
I don't know. I just saw the name and I was like, well, I'm not watching that.
Well, that's like everything's plus now. It's like Apple Plus, Discovery Plus, Hulu Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna
Ish.
mixed ish.
You know what actually would be a good show then? If they called your show Jew-ish.
There's grown-ish.
What is that?
It's about a teenager. And mixed-ish is...
I feel like I watched way too much TV growing up, and I knew everything that was on TV Monday through for all the primetime shows. Now I have no idea what's on television.
There's
Do you think kids today know what's on, like the way I knew growing up, like everything that was gonna be on prime time, like at least the networks. Do kids don't know that stuff anymore, right?
I think a lot of kids strictly watch like YouTube and Twitch. Like I don't.
And by the way, I started going on TikTok. Holy shit, that stuff's addictive. TikTok is wildly entertaining. I can't believe how entertaining that site is.
I'm not
I don't
going
know
on
how.
TikTok.
I don't know how. I don't understand how like TikTok hasn't just been the site hasn't ended. Like it's just like everyone can just stare at their phone, just watching. Like the only time people will like eat or breathe will be when they're like battery dead. Gotta charge this. I'll eat. Then go back to TikTok.
Let's pitch a show called Jay the Last Man, and it's about I'm the last man on earth that doesn't have TikTok, and I won't watch it.
I have a friend who was working on writing a book, and he's trying to promote it on TikTok. He's like, could you like start or like it or whatever on there so I can get like to help promote it? And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I get that means I have to download TikTok. And then I looked at his video and like liked it, and then I was like, oh, that one's interesting. I've heard about the thing with TikTok is that all their algorithm, whatever, is amazing and makes it really entertaining. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And so I remember Zach, my son, was doing these videos on Snapchat. All things on Snapchat were like, okay. TikTok takes it to a whole new level. There's some pretty clever stuff on there.
I mean, I swore I'd never go on TikTok when I think I told this story, right? I was walking around in Queens and I stepped, I guess, on a piece of tape, and I had this long, like 4-foot piece of tape like dragging behind me.
Oh, you said that. You told him the show, and you were a part of a TikTok video?
I turned around and some guy's like filming me. He's like, this is going on TikTok. And I'm like, why would anybody watch that? And he's like, he like waits with a smile, like for me to go, what's your TikTok? I got to see the video of me with tape on my foot.
I mean, this is the end of society, but I have to say, even though I'd want to be like a hater for that kind of thing, I went on there. I'm like, this is at least a lot better than Facebook. This is a lot more entertaining than Facebook. Of the social medias, TikTok's a lot better. Not better as like for us. I mean, they're all shitty and terrible for us, but it's a lot more entertaining. I'm telling you, Jay, go on TikTok and you'll be like, well, here's that place I can waste hours.
You're always like no clue about pop culture or technology or anything, and then you're like the TikTok spokesperson. I didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming at all.
I have to say, I don't watch a lot on YouTube. That, by the way, that what's that rapper, the freestyle rapper you told me about? What's his name? What's the guy's name?
The guy's
Harry Mack.
Harry Mack.
Fucking awesome, by the way. Like, absolutely. I was like, that guy's freaking. And what services he go on? Like, where's he finding these people?
Omegle.
Have you heard of Omegle?
Only because of him. That's the new chat roulette.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our show ending soon?
Our show is ending soon.
Okay. But I gotta say, Jay, download TikTok and you report back. You can delete it. Just try it for a little bit and just report back.
Okay, I won't, but okay.
Come on. You could just download it, Jay. Come on.
I wouldn't mind doing an Omegle episode.
I don't even know what that means.
It's like chat roulette. So we would just go into different rooms and just see whoever's there and talk to them.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
We could be like Harry Mack.
Is it just gonna be dudes like jacking off?
Well, Harry Mack he finds normal people.
Does he? Or is it like most like you're like, oh, how is that's cool? You used to go on there and find anyone like 80% of it's just dudes jacking off. I have to every once in a while I find a person.
So you found TikTok and I'm sending you like freestyle rap videos. I don't know what's happened to this show.
I gotta say, it's TikTok was the other night I was wasted like a good 45 minutes to an hour just like on there. I was like, oh shit, I gotta get off this fucking thing.
All right, well, we got a bunch of emails, but a couple of them are Bri related, so we're gonna wait for Bri to be on the show.
Bri's currently doing his TikTok channel. That's why he's on the show.
There's a good one from Lorenzo, but I think it's gonna take a while. So we'll do that next episode. But thank you for the emails, and we will read them next episode. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. We are Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter. Also, Lorenzo said one episode cuts off after 10 minutes, so I will re-upload that this week as well. And we have a Patreon, patreon.com/The Brink of Sanity, I believe. And I think that's it. There's like 2 shirts left. So maybe, go to brinkofsanityshow.com and
These are more valuable than any NFT you could buy.
Yeah.
These shirts, like you can on the resale market. Holy shit!
So you could do that, and it's patreon.com/The Brink of Sanity.
Okay.
And that's it. So thanks for joining. Thanks for everybody in the chat. You could hit the follow button. You get a notification when we go live. Twitch.tv/crumpledbacon. And if you follow us, you could also subscribe with Amazon Prime. It's a free subscription. And it
Free
helps the show.
subscription. Help the show. So we can pay for us to go on Omegle.
Yep. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Happy trails to